Hello, hello, and welcome once again to Off the Mark. After maybe a good 2 week hiatus, we kind of took a little bit of long break. The holidays are pretty busy. We're still hard at work, still gathering like giant amounts of information. If you follow me on Facebook, you're probably extremely mad at me, and if you're not, you must follow the show. So thank you guys so
Right.
much. I'm your host, Tudio. With me, as always, is my co-host, as beautiful as ever, Miss Meeks Kali. How are you, my love?
Doing fantastic. How's it going, Tootie? Look fabulous. Love the
It's going
sweater.
as do you. Yes,
Oof.
ma'am.
Oof.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm festive. I'm obviously in a really good mood. I'm ready to get the holidays going, and
Right.
I'm ready to get the holidays going.
Right.
From
Spread that
Halloween
spear.
on, even with this entire end of the world deal that's happening now. I'm
You know
so
the thing.
festive. Like I'm so like, I'm like, yeah, holidays. Yeah, let's do it. Turkey, ham, whatever. Every holiday that's come out, rolled with the punches. So it's been good. How about you? You ready?
Yeah, same. It's like all the more reason, right, to keep that spirit alive, like focus on the reason for the season, tune into the gift of us.
That's right. As we
Right.
don't have much time left.
Right.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Savor now.
So I was in fact going to bring some heavier subjects. I was going to go in hard on the COVID vaccine. Not bashing it in any way, just kind of putting out stats and facts and things that the FDA themselves have put out about the vaccine. A lot of what is it called? The small lettering that nobody reads is
Right. The fine
is
prints.
what I read. Yeah, the fine print. There we go. That's the term. That's all the stuff
Or
that I've been
disclaimers
kind of
and
going through. However, just kind of gonna just take it into a more lighter note.
But
I'm kind
first.
right. I'm a big proprietor for kind of poking fun at the SJW movement. Now I used to be part of the SJW movement until it got extremely ridiculous with its rules and its weird, very soapboxy articles. That just seem to either, you know, a lot of times you see by SJW I mean social justice warriors. They tend to put their foot in their mouths all half the time. You know what I mean? So it just I personally got kind of tired of being put in that corner. So I started to view things from a more logical or a more common sense, more humanistic standpoint, as opposed to always trying to find something to be angry about when it comes to society, being
Right.
outside. It's a dangerous world out there, and we don't have to make it worse on ourselves. So I mean, if that's okay with you, Miss Kelly, I don't know if you want to
Now, yeah, let's
tackle
open up
that.
there.
Yeah.
It's because there's so much yeah, there's this attention to kindness and consideration of others and stuff. Like you said, there's all these like rules on how you're supposed to do it though, and it ends up being more restrictive than like legitimate like kindness and acceptance, because true acceptance means that you can accept different points of view, and it doesn't mean that either one of you has to be wrong. Like obviously there's some humanistic like lines drawn of values, like don't kill, don't steal, that kind of stuff. But um yeah, of like the way we're policing how people are, the words we're allowed to say, and how we're allowed to feel about ourselves, and whether we're allowed to identify as a certain label, whether we like meet all the criteria of that. Like you can't just call yourself a feminist, like you have to be a feminist in this way, or you're not like a real feminist according to the feminists that empower women in their expression of whoever you know. Okay.
I've met a lot of I've met a lot of unemployed feminists, so I'm not really sure exactly how what their contributions are to what's going on. But if anyone's, I don't see anybody being more feminist than the single working mom. What you and I are, I don't see anybody being more true to feminism than women like us who get to sit here and recognize that everything about us, it is definitely our choice, and my choice to work and be a mother, my choice to be single and be a mother. um all kind of feminist views, but at the same time, eventually those views, you get your foot caught in your mouth. Like you like being a mom? Are you kidding me? And it's just like,
How
you kind
dare
of get,
you?
yeah, how dare I want to raise my children myself? I was a stay-at-home mom for I think the first 5 years with the boys, and man, I don't regret it. I don't regret a second of it. Lots of naps, but I don't regret a second of it for sure. Yeah, I wanted to start with something that actually happened recently. I don't know if you guys know who Lizzo is, but she's a singer. She's actually really talented. She has a beautiful voice. She's a phenomenal speaker. The way she talks is amazing. I can hear her talk all day. She's just extremely articulate. Just she knows how to structure words, and it's very soothing and almost therapeutic. I can't remember what song she does, but they're very body positive. She's a bigger girl. So they're very body positive and very just positive in general. She's a very positive, very bubbly person. That being
She
said,
doesn't even focus on her body necessarily. It's just about like self-love of just like who you are, accepting like
right,
you as you, right? And
I mean,
taking care of yourself.
her Instagram is all body. That's all it is. But come on, I mean, Instagram's kind of like that for a lot of celebrities, So it's and again, I personally don't have a problem with it. On the same token, I wouldn't put myself out there until I thought personally that I look good, but maybe she thinks she looks amazing. That being said, she gets
and she does. The pictures are beautiful the way,
right. She gets a lot of flack, obviously. There's a lot of cruel people in the world that, sit there and they're going to make fun of her and that they roast her. And she's mentioned, in fact, I think she mentioned a few weeks ago that it's taking a toll on her. You know what I mean? Like, I can't imagine on a smaller scale, not being a celebrity, not having fans, somebody bashing me for my looks and my arm fat and my images and blah, blah, blah. And to have that 10,000 times over in a day, I can't imagine what that does to your head,
right.
Especially being a big girl, because all of us have self-esteem issues, whether we can admit it or not. We can all, we have the tools to work through them, but all of us have them. You know what I mean?
And there's tons of body dysmorphia. So like, no matter what you look like you can have those criticisms and stuff of yourself.
Exactly.
So
And exactly.
No one's immune.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just, sad to see that, well, here's the thing. She was trying to, she started a cleanse, kind of coincidentally when we started ours. She started, and she's basically kind of doing the same thing I'm doing with the cucumber and the apple cider vinegar. And I don't know how many times a day I tell you, oh my God, Kimiko, this is amazing. I feel amazing.
I feel so good.
Yeah, I feel amazing right now. And, and good for her, because that's exactly what she was telling her fans. Hey, I'm on this cleanse. I eat cucumber with apple cider vinegar, and I think okay, let me tell you her exact quote. My sleep has improved, my hydration, my inner peace, and my mental stability. And it's like, Jesus, what more can you ask for?
Right.
Good for her.
Good on her.
You know
right?
what I mean? So it's funny that's those are the things that the very things that actually induce more health are the things that she actually mentioned: sleep,
right.
inner peace, mental stability, hydration. These are all like
the things that matter and affect you on a daily basis.
Every single one of us. And it's like, and she had fans. How dare you? I thought you were body positive. Why are you why are you trying to get thin and stuff? Like, wait a minute. She's not going to do one cleanse and automatically become this really skinny person or whatever, right. Ignorant thing that, these people are getting pissed off at her about. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, you can't win when you're on that side of the tracks. Like, it's just insane the way they either use race or image or your sexuality, the way these things are being used to either poke the bear or make someone feel less themselves. Because if you ask me, that's really all it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of hurt my feelings, because I can imagine if she was just a regular person trying her best to lose weight, nobody would do that. If she wasn't a celebrity, nobody would be like, what the fuck? What are you doing? And excuse me.
Well, people do on Instagram, on social media.
If anybody did that to me, like, man, that would hurt I'd be crushed.
Right.
Like, why would you do that? either, and it's either like, it's just the most discouraging thing. Like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's either the social justice warriors, which are straight up being headed by, people like Kamala Harris, people like Joe Biden, people like AOC,
Right.
that sit there and tell us, it's not fair for you, right? Meanwhile, AOC sells sweatshirts for $50, $80 a pop, telling you stick it to capitalism by buying this $80 sweatshirt. You know what I mean? Come on, like it's complete hypocrisy. It's either racism, but through pandering, or it's just this giant. I was talking today, and it's just this giant Ferris wheel that's going nowhere. It's going nowhere. Absolutely. It's the only thing I'll bring up about the COVID vaccine is recently Fauci mentioned a Black woman discovered and/or helped and aided with the COVID vaccine.
Right. I was going to say, like, segue with pandering, like.
And it's like, wait a minute, why mention it? It's the way he mentions, like, now, this a Black woman was the one who actually, invented the vaccine. And was that a good impression? I kind of hope so. But
it's like he's in the room.
You nailed it. But it's
they
like,
don't even try to hide it in the article. Like, they outline, like, we hope this will encourage African Americans to feel more at ease. It's
why?
Like, what?
It's crazy. If you ask me, that'd be the one thing that I would make sure. That'd be the one thing that would deter me from wanting the vaccine, only because, like, wait a minute, why would you single us out like that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
research the Tuskegee Project.
Right. Here's the thing about that is we forgot. We all know that what happened with historically what happened with the Tuskegee projects and stuff. We all know about the syphilis, and historically we all know that happened, and we consider that a blip in science, a blip in medical history, or medical science, and it's just. It's not a mistake. These aren't mistakes that are happening. And
it's not just one time too, because, like, it's not just this instance of the Black woman, helping to invent the vaccine. Months ago, Melinda Gates was saying that, like, they had to help Africa first. They had to make sure with all the BLM and, like, justice for George Floyd, they're like, we're going to make sure that the African-American community, the Black community doesn't get overlooked, and that they're going to get the vaccine first. And then for UK, they just had the first vaccine in the UK, and it was another Black woman. So, like, they're really pushing it hard. And they, I just saw a news report, I think on CBS, where they were mentioning of how, like, hopefully the celebrities and the presidents that are taking the vaccine will help to encourage people and help them to ease their fears or suspicions. And they even referenced how with the swine flu vaccine that a lot of people were, I think it's the swine flu, maybe it was measles vaccine, but that people were hesitant to, and then Obama's daughters got it publicly, and then parents were much more accepting to get it for their kids. So, like, they're even using this example of, like, we've done it to you before, remember, you fell for it then,
right?
do that again.
Yeah. And it's funny, it all started with those very first 2 weeks. I was talking to my pastor today about it. Like, if only we just didn't give them those first 2 weeks.
Right.
If only we had said, no, we'll be responsible. We can do this.
We'll try.
We're good Americans. Those 2 weeks to flatten the curve. We're on day, I think, 282 of those 2 weeks. Day 282 in a row of the same.
We're going to come up on the anniversary before much longer.
Exactly. Which is, I think, precisely, aside from the election, part of the reason why this is being prolonged is so that people are frustrated, stressed enough, desperate enough to just go ahead and fall into it, and
we'll do anything to get our lives back.
We'll do anything, and that's going to include more mandated laws. More people will be losing their jobs. Right. Hopefully not, but there's going to be a lot of side effects. There's probably going to be a rise in COVID as people are going to be walking around actually exposing people now, given that they're going to be injected with it. So anyway, I told you guys I didn't want to go on COVID. Okay, I didn't want to go on COVID, but yeah,
maybe it's COVID outside. You can't avoid it.
I'm sorry. I got to pull it back. I only mention it again because of Fauci's, pandering to a specific race. And I'm sorry,
blatant.
This year 2020, it shouldn't be ironic and feel like a coincidence to anybody that the worst year that we've ever had historically is the one year that we're going to choose to push a Black agenda.
Right.
It's not even a positive Black agenda. It's something that's being portrayed on the